Hi everyone, welcome to Cricut Design Space. Today I'm gonna discuss and we're gonna learn about a project. It's gonna be a happy birthday card, but I'm gonna change a few things so you can try new projects. So the previous video that I uploaded, I got comments like the voice was not audible enough. It was audible. It was audible. So here again, I'm gonna give a little introduction to the design space. So I'm gonna be very quick. So please don't feel wrong. Yeah, I have Cricut Explore Air 2. So there's a new release of Cricut, which is an awesome machine. Hope to get my hands on it very soon. It's so portable that you can just pop it in your suitcase and take it anywhere that you want to go. So here, coming to the design space, you can see all kinds of projects. Like it says Cricut Access. If you have Cricut Access, then you can use this project for free, meaning that you have to pay for the subscription monthly or yearly. If not, you have to pay for individual projects. So infusible ink projects, cardstock projects, stitching, and you have vinyl, iron on for different occasions, and crafts of different types, and everything. You just name it, they have it. So whichever project that you're working or the theme that you're working, you can just browse it and find the projects. You can either buy it or take inspiration from it and design your own projects. I don't have Cricut Access. I've not paid for the subscription, so I design my own projects any which way. Given that I'll take the inspirations from all these, do my projects on my own. So this is about the design space. Okay, this is the camera you're gonna. This is where you're gonna design your projects. All the new projects that you wanna do, you're gonna design it here. So the options that here, these are like coming to templates. These are reference images. These will not be saved. Remember, these images cannot be saved. These act only as reference. So you want to do some work like say iron on or vinyl, or want to do and stuff, so you don't have the time, or like you're in a hurry to give your orders done or your work done, so you can use these images as your reference and do your work around it. And the work that you've done can be saved, and these images don't. So you can copy them, duplicate them, and then take it, and then you can do your work around. So these are the references. Like you want to do it on a t-shirt, so this is the standard t-shirt design that you get. Based on the size of the t-shirt that you have, you can design your work around. Usually it's iron on that you do. So yeah, these are the images. You can pick any image you wanna, you name it, and they have it. So you can do all your work like based on these images. You can design your projects. So coming to the projects icon, so like I showed you in the starting about the design space. So here there are you can access them from this option as well. So what your projects, you can pick your projects directly from here, and it gets uploaded onto your canvas, so you can directly use them without any redesigning or without any hassle. You can just upload the projects onto your canvas and you can do them. Let's say I'm gonna take something of cardstock. So yeah, these cute little cake toppers. Yeah. So they're gonna give you like the description and the materials that they used and how they finished it, everything, etc. So you can make them. Like they're gonna give you the materials, the machine that they use. They have used Cricut Joy, so you can do it in your Explore or your Makeup. So this is how it is. They're going to give you the size of the material that they used. So or make it or customize it. If you make it or customize it, either of the options, you can edit. Like basically you can add music or anything that you want to, or resize them and then use it directly. You can go ahead happily. So coming to the images, these are like individual images that is there. These are usually SVG and PNG formats that are used. SVG and PNG formats are the best to use because they give you the option of layering. Layering is an option where you can take out their how do I explain this? So there are multiple layers that have been uh, put on one on top of. I'm very bad at it. This. SVG meaning like the layers are stacked up. So you can take out particular layers, you can change, and you can change the colors, you can edit the layers, or you can cut them, or you can add them, you can do whatever you want to. You can basically play with them, like crazily play with them. So most of them again are paid, so you need to have Cricut access or monthly or yearly subscription to use these images. There are some images that you can use, but then else you can also download your SVGs from any other websites that you can feel free and get it for free. So this is how it is. They have like a gazillion choice you can images that you can use for your work. So getting back to the canvas, the text is gonna pop where you can text box where you can type your messages or phrases or just your alphabets or letters for your work. Shapes is something where these are the basic shapes based on which you can design your projects. You can use them instead of uploading them again and again. So upload is an option where you can upload an image or a pattern. So it can be anything. You can choose photos or patterns or images. So I have a couple of images and patterns that I've uploaded. So I prefer to do that. I save them previously, like whenever I have some time, I'm going to download images of my next projects or any ideas that I have. I just find the SVG and PNG formats and then I download them. You can also use JPEG or any other formats that you find, like I mentioned here, JPG, GIF, PNG, BMP, etc. You can use them, but then it's gonna be a little difficult with editing, or you want to change some things in your images or your patterns. It's gonna be a little difficult. So I would rather prefer PNG and SVG format. PNG you can use for your patterns and your images as well, but then SVG is only for your images because you have different layers. In SVG you can play with your layers. So now we are going to do is we are going to make a project. I'll show you the project that we are going to work on, how to do it, but we're going to change a few things. These are the things. I mean, this is how it is gonna look, but instead of happy birthday we're gonna try doing something else today. Then it's gonna be a card. So here we're gonna learn different options of slice, weld, attach and contour. So these fonts I've taken from Cricut itself, and this mandala design is the image that I've uploaded. So we're gonna try doing this. So let me start a new one. Okay, you can take any size of card. It might be 3 inches or 6 inches or 7 inches. Here today we're gonna do a standard card that I feel a standard is 4 by 6. So we're gonna go on that. So starting, you can just put in a square. Okay. Here, now you want it at a particular size. It's gonna be a rectangle. So what you have to do is unlock the image so you can edit it as you like. So the sizing is gonna be this way. The width is gonna be 4 plus 4, 8, and the height is gonna be 6. Okay, and sorry. Here, so this is set. I'm gonna that 1.5 by 1.5, but to make it easy for myself, I'm gonna put it on a whole number than a decimal, so it's easy to align. And then now we need to fold our cards, and all of us know as crafters it is very difficult to get a even fold. So to make it easier, we have something called a scoring line. So in the shapes, you always find the score line. You can select it. So now we know the length of a card, that is 6. So you can get 6 inches, and we know where the center is, that is at 4. But then since your card is starting at 1, remember it is not always at 4, it should be at 5. So you can align it, position it in such a way, 5, and then this at 1. There. So your score line is in place. So to make this, what you have to do is select all and say attach. So your score line is set. You don't have to do anything else. So when you take your card and you put it into your machine, score line is gonna stay. And when you get it out, it's easy to fold. You just blindly have to fold through it. So now, coming to the font, we're gonna say Happy Holidays because we're all quarantined in our house. So this is gonna be Happy Holidays. I'm gonna take it into 2 words, happy and holidays. So I'm gonna edit each word at a time. So it's easier for me because if I say happy holidays or happy birthday, it's gonna give me as a group. So it's very difficult for me to undo them again and group them again and align them accordingly. So always remember, if you have multiple alignings and not in one space or one position, like horizontal, the entire word not being in one, how do I say, one space. So if it is not in one space, it is always good to go at individual words or individual alphabets and not as a group. So now this is grouped. So you don't have to worry because this is what you want. This is the only word that you're going to edit as a whole and not as an individual alphabet. So I'm going to from Cricut. I love Cricut alphabet, which I don't know, it's just mesmerizing. So I'm going to use the same font. You can feel free type of font, any type of fonts that you want to, and you can layer it. Since this card has 2 different layers, I would love to show you how to do to give that multiple effect. So this, as I said, this is the eye in the previous video. This is the eye which will be hide few of your work to enable it and to make it easy for you. So yeah, see, this has 2 layers, so you can use both. Now today I'm just gonna show the size. See, you've seen the size, and yet again unlock to edit it. So this is 5.5 inches, but then your card itself is 4 inches on one side. So you can reduce it to whatever size you want to. Let me say 3. But then 1 inch is, the height of 1 inch is looking too big for the card. So let's say we're going to make it like around 0.6, maybe 7. Yeah, this should work perfect. So this work is done. Now you don't have to keep editing both. See, I'm going to change the font colors. So here I'm changing the colors, contrast of different colors. So you can individually do it. You don't have to, always go up and say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna stay, the same color. You can always change the colors irrespective of the cardstock color that you're gonna put onto your machine. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. You can still ungroup this, but I wouldn't like to ungroup it because if I ungroup it, again aligning is gonna be very difficult. But then again, it depends on your project. Now that it's only one word as a whole that I'm using, ungrouping will be easy. But then again, I would still suggest this. Please don't do that unless and until you're doing it as an individual alphabet or an individual letter. Okay, and then the line type here is cut. Since this is going to be a separate entity as such, and it has to be cut, not drawn on your card. So I'm going to keep the line type as cut. You can also use draw or so we don't need either of these because we're not going to do. So we're going to keep it as cut. So you don't need printing, and you're not printing and cutting it. You're just going to cut it directly onto your cardstock. So now you've already aligned your, you've sized your font, you've used the style, and your font size has already been decided accordingly. It's going to approximate. You can reduce it or increase it as you like. And the letter spacing, let's say it's 1.2, you can make it 1. So your letters are going to come a little layer. This you don't have to do unless and until you're attaching this particular word onto your card or your work. It might be a card or it might be a shirt that you're going to do some vinyl work or anything. You don't have to space the letters because you can space it. These are going to be cut separately. So you can space it however you want to and it will be stuck. It cannot be, you don't have to change the letter spacing. So this individually will be cut. Don't have to worry about it. You can space it with however you want to on your card. The same thing with line spacing. Line spacing happens only when you're having paragraphs together or multiple lines that has to be written or cut or done anything else like scored or drawn onto your card. You can change the space. And the alignment also only works for when you have more than one word or when you're giving one or more sentences that you're going to do. And curve is an amazing option that you find on Cricut. Like you can basically turn your fonts. See, it goes up and down. This is an amazing one when you're going to do, how do I say, as a whole. Now again, it's a little confusing, I do understand, but now you're going to do it in a circle. You're going to cut a circle in which you have this particular font, the word. So this is very useful, like you can do whatever you want to do with it. There. So again, coming to these, the same, ungroup the letters here that you have. You can ungroup the layers also, that's not a problem. So these two layers have separated now. So you can fiddle with them however you want to. Let's say this color can be changed lighter, much lighter maybe. Yeah, this is perfect. So now you've changed the layers. Both the layers will be getting cut at a different color cardstock. So either you can choose blue or you can choose green. It doesn't have to be green or on the mission you have to upload green. You can upload any other color as well. It doesn't matter. So your happy is done. So now coming to close this. So your sizes remain the same and it doesn't change by any mistake. Like by chance that you have multiple words that you've been editing and suddenly you don't realize that you've not locked for one of your words and then you click on it and the size gets changed and you don't remember the size that you have to do. So it's always good that you use the lock sign and your measure doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it doesn't get changed irrespectively unless and until you've unlocked it. So for the next one, holidays. Here today I'm not going to align them vertically. Then I'm gonna do it horizontally, so it's gonna top of the card. So now the card size is 4 inches. So unlock again and say you wanted it 3.5 inches and 7 inches. So 0.7 inches. Yeah, this should be perfect. Now, see, it's locked, and I say I have to change this to 3. So it approximates the values and it changes automatically. You don't have to worry. But then if you want any particular size for your work, then you have to again unlock it, go back, change your values, and there you have it. So now this I have to put it here, and a simple attach option is not going to work. It's going to split up again and it's not going to be any use. So here's something that you can do. You can use the option weld. So I don't want the inner layer, meaning this, wait a minute, we are going to, let's separate. Yep. So here I'm going to take the behind layer, which is the background layer. I'm going to edit that because this is going to be welded to your card, and the top layer is what you're going to attach to it. You are going to stick it to it. So that's going to give you an effect. So here it is. We are going to play with this, but then I would always suggest keep open and play together, because when you're editing it, you want edited fonts to be edited together, not the individual fonts. Meaning if you edit one set, the next set is gonna align accordingly. Okay, so now the spacing is absolutely perfect for me. Let me see, maybe space it a little more closer. This should do for me. Yep, and you can hide this always. So based on the work that you're going to do, you can put the image a little lower, like you just want half of it. So this is what you can do. So now there's an option called weld. Okay, when you say attach, see, this is what happens. It is not gonna cut, it's just gonna be layered on it. And when you say make it, I'm sorry for the internet speed, really slow. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna try explain you other things. Sorry guys for the trouble. So since my internet speed is very bad, I was not able to show how it looks, but then I can assure you that it's gonna get separated, and it's gonna have card as a separate and the word as a separate one. Okay, so you can use say detach, select and weld. So here it is. So what happens is your word and the letter fused.
your card and the word has been fused together. Now if when you cut, it's gonna cut along with your word, so you don't have to worry about it. Now if you have seen something, your score line has just disappeared because it got welded. When you weld it, your score line disappears. So don't make this mistake, but then don't worry, you can redo it always. So our line is 6 inches and you're gonna space it at 5 and 1 and select say attach. Voila, you have it here. And then oops, sorry again, I made a terrible mistake of well explaining. I was overwhelmed with my explanation, so very sorry. Yeah, before I weld the image into this, you can ungroup the layers, right? And you can take this layer out and keep it aside, because once it's welded, you're going to lose this. Like just now what you saw, you're going to lose this upper layer, the top layer. So now, and also you can keep the score line and holidays and say weld. So your top layer is saved. You can happily go sit here. See, it's at the behind, so same over to forward. You can just drag it and put it on the top. So voila, I'm gonna change the color to just make sure that you guys can see it properly. Yeah, you can see it. So these letters are going to get cut separately. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to attach a score line again, because since I used the weld option, the score line also disappeared along with it. It got welded. Since it's just a line, it just disappears in. There you go. So your basic card is ready. You have your words ready. Your words are done for the card. Till now what we have learned is how to weld, how to attach, how to separate out your layers, and fiddle a little with your font, like spacing, the sizing, and how to unlock your words and then resize them accordingly, like that. And then now what we're gonna do is slicing effect, so designing your card. So coming to the uploads. Okay. Let me do here. What can we do here? Okay. Let's take this beautiful butterfly here. Yeah. You have a butterfly here, just like that. Say unlock. Okay. I'm gonna move this image a little over so everyone can see easily. here we are. So I don't want it to be too big because our card itself is 4 inches by 6 inches. So what am I gonna do is I'm gonna reduce it to 2 inches. And here I'm not looking for particular size that I'm gonna put on the card. I just want it to be small so I can put it like in multiple places. So now an easy trick that I've learned through is you can go for the bigger size, the bigger, either the width or the height, whichever is bigger, go for it and say 2. And there you go. So now it's gonna be drawn on the card, not cut. So what we can do is I'm gonna make duplicates of this. Okay, since we're done with this work, we can move these down so we don't do any, by mistake don't delete them or change the arrangement that we have made to it. Yeah, now I'm gonna duplicate them. I think I'm gonna put like 3 butterflies around. Okay. You can rotate them to whatever state you want to. So I'm gonna leave some space here to write happy. Yeah. So now these two you don't have to worry about. You can just say draw and it's gone. You can change the color, so just to make sure it looks bright. Yeah. And say draw again. I'm making it look fluorescent because it's much easier to see on the screen. But then you can use any color depending on the pen that you're going to use. You can use any color, so whichever color you're using. So make sure the tip that you're using, you're going to change here. The reason why I'm going to emphasize on this is, see, what happens for each pen, they're going to put different pressures. So when you say it's 0.4 and then you're using a 0.1 1 mm gel pen, the force that's going to be applied for 0.4 is higher than 1 mm. So your pen tip is going to break if it's a fragile one. So just make sure and remember that you always mention which thickness pen that you're using. Okay. The higher the thickness, then the less pressure that you're going to see. The lesser the thickness, the more pressure you're going to see because it has to draw onto your cards. Okay, so just remember here I've used fine point, so fine point it is. Now again change this to draw and tree. Right, so now we have this particular small extra part that you see here, right? So what we're gonna do is take this and the entire card. Surprisingly, I'm not able to find slice option. Okay guys, so if this happens, like today I'm gonna be frazzled about it. If this happens, you don't have to worry. What you can do is take a square and place your butterfly here. this is what I don't want to have on my card, right? So say slice, okay, and there you have. See, this is the fun part of slice. You can just slice whatever you want to. You get two different layers, and this also you can use to give an effect. So this you can use as cut on your card, and this is a cut and this is a draw. So when you slice, you get three different patterns. So one which is embedded into your card, which you can use as a cut option, and then the layered basic layer of the cut, and the second option that you've edited is draw. So you're gonna get all these. So I don't need any of it, so I'm just gonna delete them. So I'm gonna attach all these. Fine. So this is done. Your happy holidays is done. It's ready. You've not fiddled with it. Your happy is also ready. So now card is absolutely ready. One thing is, see, you can align it however you want. You can go vertical, you can go horizontal, or you can just put happy here and you can play holidays here. Since holidays is a bigger word, playing with it is going to be time consuming. So I choose happy to be the one to play with, and holidays is the one to be fixed. So you can choose different mandalas. Here I've used a butterfly. You can use any kind of mandala that you have, an elephant, a giraffe, a circle, anything you name it and you have it. SVG format is the best, I would always suggest. So this is gonna be a simple card. So now the things that we learned that I explained today is slice, weld and attach option. So in the next project that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna explain you guys how to use flatten and contour, and I'm gonna use the same butterflies and show you how you can layer butterflies and make it double layered, but not having this the base layer not having a design cut but a plain cut. Though you have your design cut butterfly and you don't get the plain background and your patterns are different, so you can use contour function to do this. So in the next session, in the next video, I'm gonna explain you how to use contour and flatten. So hope this was fun doing, and I hope to see all your projects and and you had fun doing them in your quarantine time or any other time for that matter. So now if I save, I'm gonna save this project. Yeah, saving your projects is gonna take a little time based on the amount of work that you have on Canvas. So since I've used almost all the three options and I have text and I have image that I've taken, pattern that I've taken, it's gonna take a while to save your projects. So don't worry, irrespective of the speed of your computer, it's gonna take time. So we gotta wait for it. So our project is saved. Now you can make it. Yeah, so there you can see your card and happy. See, you've got 4 different mats. This actually doesn't have to be 4 different mats. It can just be one mat and different colors, or you can use 2 different cardstocks and 2 mats. This is not going to be a problem. I'm going to show it how. So we're just going to press back. See, you don't have to waste your full cardstock or your time. What I would always suggest, and I have found it easy, is just make the colors the same. Okay, so you have it there. Okay, now the trick behind this is when you're doing it, your words are very small, like 2 inches, 3 inches. So if you want multiple colors, then what you can do is you can just cut the cardstock of that size a little bigger than the size of your words, and then just stick it on your mat, and you can do all the cuts accordingly. Just that you have to be careful when you're aligning your cards, you're not over aligning them, so when you're going to cut them, they're not going to overcut onto the different cardstocks. So one trick that you can do is, like now, see, we are cut down to 2 cardstocks. So this is your whole cardstock that you're going to use. This is straw and this is being welded into it, so it's going to cut as a whole, and this is going to be scored. See, so since these are all the same colors, let's say that you have 2 colors in mind, one for the holidays and one for happy. So just to make sure, happy, and put it at 2 inches. So you know you've used only 2 inches by 4 inches card, and then align it here. So simple, you can take a 2 inch by 4 inch card, and then you can take another 2 inch by 4 inch card, another 2 inch by 4 inch card. You have 3 different colors, and it is cutting at 3 different positions on your mat. So this is gonna save your time and also the pain of changing the mats for just one word which is 2 inches big. So these are the tricks, small tricks that you can keep in mind when you're doing your projects, that can save a lot of time, a lot of cutting, and a lot of patience, right? So happy crafting, guys. Hope you're gonna do this and post it on your pages, and wish that you can tag me. If you tag or give a credit, I will be rather more than happy, and it's nothing to do for promoting my page, it's just sharing of crafting, that's all. So see you guys in the next video, and in the next video again I'm gonna teach you how to use flatten and contour. And happy crafting, see ya.